What's up, guys? Today we're going to be putting a Dominator exhaust mid-pipe and slip-on my 2025 CRF-300L. This bike sounds like a sewing machine from the factory. Honda puts a giant muffler on this bike. It sounds absolutely horrible. I've been ready to put this slip-on this bike for so long. Let's get it unboxed. Comes with all the hardware you need. They gave us tons of bubble wrap. There was no worries about this thing getting damaged in shipping at all. And here's our mid-pipe from the Dominator exhaust. And as we dig a little further, we find the slip-on. This is the part we really wanted. Like I said, tons of bubble wrap. And there it is. It is beautiful. I really wanted to get the carbon tip on this instead of the full carbon wrap, and I think it paid off. I think it looks great. Even Crunchy loves the bubble wrap. First thing we're going to want to do is take off the seat with these 4 bolts. They're all Allen key sized. For some reason, the back bolts were way harder to get off than the front ones, but they still come off with a decent amount of ease. And there is the seat removed. Next, we're going to want to start taking off some of these plastics so we can access the bolts to hold the exhaust in. And that thing is off. We are now exposing the air filter and found some air bubbles in my plastics here. Not too excited about that. Gonna remove this ugly heat shield. I've been ready to get rid of this thing since the day the bike came. Now we're loosening our exhaust hanger bolts. Now the heat shield's going to come off so we can access the slip-on part of the mid-pipe. Now our exhaust is exposed and we're going to wiggle it right off. Here you can see the giant ugly stock pipe that my girlfriend's holding. We can finally begin to install the Dominator mid-pipe now. This bolt was a little tricky to get, but eventually with some finagling we did get it to sit right. Now we're throwing on the slip-on. It was a little tricky as well. Few good bangs on the back of it and it slid right into place. We're going to want to tighten this exhaust clamp to make sure everything sits snug and properly. One more clamp to hold the slip-on onto the mid-pipe. Now we begin reassembling the bike. We're going to put the tail back on it first. This can be tricky. This is the first time we've ever taken this bike apart. Reinstalling the seat bolts. Reinstalling the heat shield. I accidentally had it upside down. Reinstalling the number plate, I guess you could call it. Peeling the tape off of the exhaust hanger. Tightening down the bolts on all the plastics. And getting ready to put the seat back on. Snug the seat in, and we are ready for a startup. This exhaust sounds absolutely incredible. I'm so glad that I finally got this on the bike. Thanks for watching, guys. Here's a few sound clips.